Yeah, game dev, especially for larger like AAA blockbuster games, is really kind of in an awkward spot. And then there's World of Warcraft that just keeps putting out free stuff and other new game modes just for the heck of it. They have like a whole team now dedicated to just be like, hey, what would be fun? For the next 3 months, you can do this.
And then you could put it on your Twitch.
You could Twitch it.
You could even put it in a boat.
Dude, you know how much we've always wanted one of those.
I know, dude. That's why I'm bringing it up. Okay, so again, just a nice rough paint job here. We're kind of just sketching. So as you can see, it's gonna it has like a bit of a volume, like a shape to it. Mm-hmm. So what you're gonna do is now you're gonna take the dark color. So in this case, it's gonna be the dark green because we're doing a deworm potion, and you're gonna paint the bottom of the vial up. And what you want to do is you want to create the impression that there's a liquid. So what you're going to do is you're going to take it. I can't really show it on camera while I'm painting it. You're going to hold it, and then you're at where the liquid would rest, you're essentially going to draw the line there and color in everything below it. So again, if the thing's at an angle, it won't be equal. If that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense.
Equal distance.
It'll be
equilateral.
It's going to have to conform to the shape of the bottle, unless you want it like sloshing around or whatever. Okay, so there we go. So in this case, there's the shape. Now, there's a concept in liquids called the penumbrum, which is essentially the point where the dark and light meet. It's like a science term for, I don't want to call it an eclipse, but it's essentially where light meets. So in order to get a realistic looking liquid, what you need to do is you keep that dark color, and that will be the break between the bright part of the liquid and the dark part. So to kind of go through it, just so you can see what I'm saying.
Are those the same green or different green?
No, it's a different green. This is bright green. This is the new one.
Okay.
So this is the old and the new green. So this is bright green and then green. I absolutely love bright yellow green. It's probably one of my favorite colors. I think I'm going to actually kind of poop out and not use the new green because I love this one so much.
Mm-hmm.
So I really just love that bright. Because again, I'm addicted to contrast. So the concept, not the paint. Wow. Okay, so again, here we go. So now when you paint a liquid, you're going to paint it essentially backwards.
Okay.
So I'm going to start at the bottom, and I'm going to work my way up. And again, if you want this to be kind of transparent, it is a liquid, so it kind of helps. And the key here is you are really, 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 really going to want to keep that, essentially like that meniscus, that penumbra, and you're going to want to keep it between the vial color and the liquid. And what this does is it essentially forces the perspective to have a liquid, for it to essentially be around, because it's an object with volume. It's not like a flat surface. And I forget where I learned this. I think I was watching just some random YouTube video when I was younger, and I was like, oh, that actually makes a lot of sense. It might have been Painting Voodoo, the website. Which I'm not even sure if they still make stuff. It's a weird way, because like I do a lot of painting, but funnily enough, there's a certain point where you just kind of don't watch painting tutorials anymore, because you're kind of like, yeah, I'll watch painting. I'll watch Miniac every once in a while.
Oh, yeah, I like Miniac
because he'll do like kind of just random off the wall type stuff. Okay, so there we go. Well, everybody's trolling me in the chat. When you look at it, so if you look at that liquid, you can tell.
Oh, yeah.
That it looks more like a liquid.
Yeah.
And your eye just kind of catches right onto it.
Yeah, it does.
So you have to leave that dark. If you meet it, what happens is that the bright colors are essentially going to conflict with each other, and your brain's going to be like, I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know what it is, but I don't like it.
So. See everybody looking at their phones and coming back in. We might be getting ready for round 3. Yeah, round 3 is up. So I'll just pop that link back in the Longshanks here again.
So just going back, cleaning up the vial, see if I can finish this before the next round starts.
Will we get the taco truck on stream? I hope so. I think I see a familiar face coming over to the stream table. All right. I don't know who it was that was asking for X-Force, but it looks like Sooner is going to be on table 1. The grip as part of the Oops All Grip, No Rip, or vice versa, whatever, is going to be headed here. DeLuke is here as well.
So again, quick aside, that's what it looks like. So I would use this. I might do it after this round or whatever, but do that, and I would brighten it up to give it like a bright, fun look. And then the other thing I guess I'll show you is whenever you're painting like a gem, you paint like the sides of it, but you don't necessarily paint the main meat of the gem. So, good. He's looking to go on an adventure.
Yeah.
So you go right there, and you'll instantly get like a gem look because light moves through crystals in a different kind of way.
Is table 1 the stream table? Yes. Yep. So it really only depends on...
There's a Panera in the parking lot.
Oh, it doesn't sound like it's starting quite yet. Oh, give me a quick second.
Yeah.
I need to warn you, your success is on our priority roll. It matters in our world.
Those are double pops. Yeah.
One shot.
So we have 3 beautiful Western blood cards to represent our team. Okay.
Oh, you're still on.
Okay, I can't see where it is. I'm hoping this is in front of it, but as you can see here, you have like a sharp contrast between those colors, and then with the liquid, as long as you are like kind of pulling it up, it'll look like some kind of like I guess like a bubbling liquid. Yeah, so right there. So I'm gonna add just a tiny bit of white.
I'm ready to one shot Bill.
Don't get caught in traffic. Wait, no, I can walk. It's right outside. Oh, I don't know where it is.
Go. Do you want to draw anything and get tables set up first, or do you care? It's up to you. Why don't you just go?
Let me do it when I get back.
Yeah, just go. Sure. So not think about it.
All right, so we got like 10 minutes. I don't think it's bad.
Do you want to see if they can grab you a coffee while they're headed over there?
What?
They're headed to Panera. Do you want to see if...
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Hey, Sooner, you going to Panera? You're going with them? Can you grab a coffee? Whatever, just some kind of coffee with cream in it. Can you give me a coffee with cream in it of some kind? Yeah, like a coffee with cream in it. I don't care. Coffee with cream in it. That's all I care about.
Okay, do you want iced hot? What size?
Give me iced.
Okay,
Because it's hot as balls in here. Yeah, trust me, I feel it.
What size?
What large?
Great.
Big. I'll pay you back.
No worries. You want anything? 10?
I'm good. Thank you, though.
Thank you. All right, so I took the green. I mixed a little yellow in it because that's what you highlight greens with. I don't have enough time to explain why. So now, if you paint this green in the vial, even like a little unevenly, it represents the fact that it might be like a magical kind of potion. Is it like kind of wiggles away, wiggles around and does magic
Yeah.
stuff. So there you go. So high contrast on that gem gives it a very like shiny effect, and then when you look at the liquid, again, because this all comes down to texture, which people make fun of me because I say that word all the time, but as you can see, it gives it that depth while also not letting
Yes.
the white from the vial take away all the contrast. Then you take a little bit of pure white. If it doesn't dry immediately on the palate because it's hot as Satan's butt crack.
Like it isn't here.
Sure is. You take some of that white. And then you add the little piece de resistance bleu.
Bleh.
Some bleu.
Not blurple.
Not blurble.
Okay.
You take that white, and you essentially are going to make bubbles. So in the liquid, you give a little like a boop, 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 boop. You got to make the sound effect, or it doesn't work.
Correct.
You got to go boop, 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 boop. And then in the corners of the gemstones, you add like a reflection line. And what that does is it creates a strong contrast. And then you take your darkest color for the gem, and you're gonna like really, really watered down. You're gonna go into the middle of the gem. And you might even want to add black to that. Or anything just really dark. And there you go. That's essentially how you do a gem. Now, if it was mine, once I varnished this thing, I would go back with a gloss, and I would actually make it glossy to give it even more like kind of a contrast. And when you go in there for that liquid, if you do that, they look like little tiny bubbles for the liquid. In all honesty, like we don't even have to put stuff in those other vials because they actually don't look terrible like that. But you could take some white and just contrast it because again, people for some reason in their brain when they think of clear, they think of white, or they think of like a whitish blue essentially. And actually, I kind of like that idea because one, it's easy, and two, it doesn't overcomplicate it. Because I was thinking about putting a little red in those vials for like I don't know, like another healing potion or something like that. But honestly, empty vials works pretty well. Well, I guess I'm gonna use red on those gems. I don't know if anybody actually cares. I don't know if anybody's actually watching this and gives a crap. Other than Lindsay, I think Lindsay might be the one that's actually interested. But there you go. So because this is a cartoon, you can get away with white eyes. Otherwise, I would not recommend you paint eyes white. I would use a kind of a creamy off-white color because technically eyes are not white. They're actually like kind of more of a bone color. So I'm going to try out the new Satin Black, which is in the new Adepticon Painters set. Satin Black. I love Satin Blacks. I usually use the Chimera ones, which is incredible. But this one specifically, I wanted to try this out. I'm doing stuff I wouldn't usually do, but I'm trying to save paint here. So we're going to paint an iris. This one you actually probably do want a really sharp brush. You want a brush you can stab somebody with to paint something like this.
I'm just annoyed, man. I'm highly annoyed.
Now, when you paint eyeballs, you want to make sure that there's enough of they call it the sclera, on the inside of the eye so that it looks kind of natural. Now, dogs also have different shaped eyes than humans. Theirs tend to be a little bit more angled because they can see differently than humans. But you want to make sure that the eye goes all the way up. to the top and the bottom, because otherwise they look like they are freaking out. Which you can do if you want a model to look like they're crazy, if that's kind of what you're after. Otherwise it just looks kind of weird. So yeah, there you go. That's how you paint an eyeball. Just clean it up a little bit. Get those edges nice and straight. Now this thing has eyebrows, so I would, again, if I was home, I might kind of sharpen this up a little bit because my paint would probably still be wet. Obviously, because everything here is drying up like faster than I could possibly use it. I'm just gonna see if I can get a little paint out of this thing. Just give it a little refining. Does this help you get your break? Like me doing this help you guys get breaks between the rounds?
Yeah. I mean, whether we go to this or a waiting screen, either one's fine. Like, if you get tired, like, by all means.
I don't get tired painting.
All right. I realized that Dr. D doesn't get tired.
I'm an energy furnace. I mean, I don't know how you don't know that.
Like one of the birds that dips their beak in the water toys. Just keep going.
Yeah. 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 Ron, stop.
Stop it, Ron.
Stop it, Ron. What was I doing? Chat, what was I doing? Fur. That's what I'm doing. And again, I'm not trying to go for any painting competition on this thing. I mean, I'm just going to look at this thing in my house when I feel lonely. There you go. So obviously, the face will get a little more refined once we start adding the black, because dog noses are usually black. So I'm going to try and add in a little bit of that dog fuzz, like I was saying before. Get some color back in this thing. This also might be worth having a little bit more on the translucent side. So you kind of just take the paint, give it a little jab. Because again, fur is very imperfect. One of the constants in nature is that it's not constant. So you just take this and just kind of give it a little jab. And we're using this to just kind of break up the fur. Dog fur is actually very randomly laid out based on when they are born. So I got some there in the ear. I'm going to put some like on the inside of the butt. Just again to kind of break up a lot of this red. And it doesn't have to be perfect. That's the good thing about nature is that you can really just kind of do whatever you want, especially with animals. Humans, you kind of know what they're supposed to look like. Animals, you kind of got like a general gist of what it should look like. But fur is very forgiving because it can literally look like anything. So if you're going to paint something and then hate yourself, this isn't what you want to hate yourself over. Because trust me, I get that. I get self-loathing.
They say you can't truly loathe somebody else until you learn how to loathe yourself.
That's true. I think RuPaul said that. And there you go. That's essentially how you do fuzz. And you can see it really just kind of breaks it up, makes the red stand out a little more. Painted his little booty. You could put some on his tail. Maybe I'm just gonna put some on like the edge of his tail. And again, it does not have to follow any kind of like specific pattern or whatever. because dogs come in a lot of different shapes and forms. Now, if you really want to, you could even refine it a little bit. You could grab a little bit of white and highlight some of the jabbing, but again, it could be completely random. Thank you very much. God, thank you. If you want to be a painter, you also have to be brutally addicted to caffeine.
Jacob paid for it. Okay. Google money.
Oh, thank you, thanks.
So we're putting this down on this table.
Can you? The double math with like perfect wax. Good luck.
Thank you.
Do you want to sit this one, Tizzy? No, you want to do this more? Does Tizzy want to do Eye in the Sky?
He said no.
Do you want to sit or Eye in the Sky?
How do ears work again? There we go.
You put sausage rolls in them.
What's that?
You put sausage rolls in them?
Okay, so like the whole sausage roll thing, like Gordon Ramsay apparently is like in love with them. Like that's his like deal. Like his one true love in this world. It's not the same as like a pepperoni roll here just with sausage in it, right?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Dude, I've been getting crazy interaction from people with the painting.
Yeah?
No. Got him.
Got him. I'll be B. It's not paired yet. Oh, never mind. It is. All right. So, going to see who we have here. We are going to have Grip It and Rip It up against To Meet Men. Not to be confused with To Me My Avengers. This is To Meet Men. They're deciding tables and the like now, as we are going to be getting back into it.
I call this stuff. Well, it is because this is all I got.
Do you not have official? You have token?
Yeah, I got official token.
So, looks like we do have Sooner going up against Schmid.
So that's the Lucas team, right?
Yep. So Sooner is on DeLuca's team, and Schmid. Up against Schmid from the Johnny Pastrami team.
I do love pastrami.
You do. Big roast beef boy.
Is pastrami roast beef?
It's kind of it's not roast beef.
I don't think it's roast beef. Technically.
All right, Mike, if we can once again readjust the oh yeah down a little bit. Thank you. And then back up a little bit too. Yes, sir. Thank you. All right, so it looks like X-Force for Sooner. Oh, perfect. It was one away. And then for Schmid, cannot see his models yet, so he could be anything, even a boat. Oh, could be defenders. Defender.
I do enjoy a good game of Defender Bleu.
You know, if that's what it ends up being, X-Force versus Defender is usually kind of a good match. Especially under New Daredevil. Everything's a little bit more lethal than it had been.
I was going to say, it's definitely a good, like, attrition.
Yeah. Yep.
Attrition game. All right, now, as someone who, before I put this away, how's that looking?
Oh, nice. So it looks like we have Infinity and Skrulls for our Dealy Boppers here at 20 threat. Pair down lost last round, so if Nathan's Angels loses, it's possibly only needed 4 rounds. 1 round tomorrow. I mean, we definitely want at least 2 rounds tomorrow.
Yeah. I say we just make it. We just take 2 people's games and then me and you play
Yeah.
and just stream that.
Yeah, we just steal some people's models and
Yeah. Probably kids.
yeah.
Hey, yo, kid. Yeah. And you take the stuff.
Yeah, we ask him what sports he used to play. Mike, it looks like there's one yellow car that's next to the token box that didn't get put back on the table somewhere. Nice. All right, so I'm sorry, what were the objectives again? It was Infinity Formula and Scrolls. That's the 20. Okay. With Schmidt on the right, Sooner on the left. Grip it and rip it, going up against the Meat Men.
Meat, just men slapping meat.
Men, meat made of men.
Also, one of the very few shows in, especially in the public eye, that has a character that is a Cairo.
Oh, yeah. I'm super stoked for this match. We are too, Brian. We are as well.
Do it all, buddy. I'll do it the fancy look.
As a podiatrist as well, Sooner and you both touch a lot of feet.
That's true. I touch a incredibly surprising amount of feet on
Yeah.
a daily basis. Each person has at least one.
Yeah.
Like I treated your dad a little
might-
while ago. He came in and I had to have him leave. I was like, sorry, I can't do anything.
Yeah, the whole feet surgically stapled to the knee thing just, yeah.
He told me that he killed Fitty Man and everything.
He did. He had killed Fitty Men.
Crazy.
Honestly, good on him. He's a super nice guy.
Honestly, good on him.
Super nice guy. So a story I think I've told a few times. One time I walked to the studio for a stream, like 2.5 miles away, which was fine. It was a great walk. Decided to walk back after Dave, standing up and doing MCP stuff, and another 2.5 miles back, and my foot was just really hurting. Had this like baseball-sized blood blister on the bottom of my foot. Great podcasting here. Never used moleskin before.
Sure.
So I was like, okay, I'll Google how to use moleskin. And this face comes up that looked insanely familiar. And I was like, who is that? Where do I know this guy from? Oh, that's Sooner. He taught me how to use moleskin on a YouTube video. He's a podiatrist in Texas.
Really?
Yeah. Small world.
What are the chances?
I don't know.
Look it up right now.
MCP Carl. Carl! Hey!
Well, good morning, Carl.
Carl!
Yeah, what's going on, me man?
I don't think so. When they see over there.
No, not really.
But yeah, yo. Carl of the infamous. And by infamous, I mean famous. Carl Khan.
Oh, that's that Carl.
I think so.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah. We had him on stream playing Hellfire, I think, at LVL this past
Yeah,
year. It was a great interview afterwards.
Yep.
Good dude. Great opponent gifts at conventions. Yeah, that Carl. Hell yeah.
I heard he has machine guns for eyebrows.
He does.
Is that true?
Yep.
Oh my
Yep.
gosh. Congratulations, sir. We don't all win the genetic lottery, but you did it.
Yeah, I had a Derringer as a pinky toenail.
That's useless.
It was absolutely useless.
Absolutely useless weapon. He laughed at me.
Yeah, it is at you.
Yeah, that's like everyone else.
It's and to be fair, it's kind of one of those like superiority things. Like when you have machine guns for eyebrows,
That's
you
true.
have to look down on everybody.
That's true.
Because you can't keep your eyelids open because they're too heavy.
God, it's so heavy. 50 caliber bullets are so heavy.
Do we know who is playing on stream yet? Yes, we do. We have Sooner over for Grip It and Rip It, and we have Schmid here for the Meatmen.
Sooner obviously is a common name on people's lips when it comes to MCP.
It's like that canny, Sooner or Laters.
Never heard of them.
It's like think of a Starburst if
No.
it was really bad.
Oh, okay.
Because you try to bite into it and you just pull out fillings, but also don't make a dent in the candy somehow.
Okay. Do you think he has like a tie-in, like maybe people were stepping on him and damaging their feet, and that's how he got the podiatrist gig?
100%. So over there for the defenders, for Schmid, looks like we had Sorcerer Supreme Strange, Mordo, Ultron, Tyrant, Wong, Juggernaut, and what's that other one I was missing, Tiz? Closest model to you? Oh, model, mini on the board, not instead of card. In front of Wong, or is that the drones? Oh, okay, that would make sense. In your sacrifice, do you know who I